Welcome to Miss Dragon's Menagerie. Everyone is welcome, everyone is accepted. The only requirement is that you are loving, kind, and respectful to one another. Bad behavior will not be tolerated.
Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. With hubby home, I keep thinking every day. I keep thinking it's a weekend, and so it completely throws me off. So over here to see who's here with me. Hi, Brazzy. Noise. I was thinking about you this morning. I was wondering if you were doing okay. I hadn't heard from you in a while. Man, yeah, I'm glad it's Wednesday. What was it? Got the stove fixed finally. Yay, you're here. I hope you're feeling better. And I'm moving the whole table. I think that's because I have to fix the brace underneath this. I only got it on one side, but not this side. But the screws in this menagerie I call my desk. So, but I got my stove fixed. I have a place to cook besides a little single burner hot pot I bought for heating up water for resin. Doesn't exactly looks like it belongs there. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be there. It's not the exact fit. It's close enough. Yes, I've missed you too. Yes, my stove is fixed. It's been over a week since it cracked. But I mean, it looks once it's cold, it looks like that's the way it's supposed to be. But I think it's a seventh. It's either the not so fancier top or an earlier top. But I'll show you guys. It's fun. I did learn the hard way that it's got to be at a certain temperature, not too cold, or it won't set up. So I would kind of put it in lukewarm water, just kind of give the little bottle of water bath, basically of lukewarm water, mix it up. So it's about at least 70 degrees. So it mixes really good. Oh no. Yeah, I don't blame you though. Yeah. It's just us two, and we still eat off of paper plates and plastic silverware. Even though I have a brand new place setting of 12 of Corelware that I've never used. If I want like one plate for something, I just go because I kept one place setting from the old Corel that I just keep because I use it as a pot cover. Instead of digging around to the back of the cupboard. Oh, cool. And find the actual lids that go with it. Sometimes a plate fits just perfect. You can slide it right on there. I've got enough stuff to make silicone choke a horse. Hold on. Like, I don't know what that is. For a disc. A soap dish. Gauged earrings. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I've got metal for the pyramids. So, and then Keith made me little trays so they can 3D printed me little things to drop the pyramids in because they're point down first and then level them off. Oh, please do. Oh, awesome. I got talking to a gal, one of my classmates' wife. We were talking about crocheting. And it was funny because me and Heather just started rambling on and on. And when we got back to the car, Keith goes, it's like you and Heather have known each other all your life. I said, who knows? Maybe we knew each other in several lives, you know? Hey, Regina, how are you? So, I'm gonna see if I can find that picture. If I can pull it up first of what the stove looks like when I go to cook on it. Oh, not recent. I needed today's. Yeah. Okay. I'll show it. These are the glasses I should have had yesterday. These would be easier on my eyes. Let's see. Present. Window. Okay. Oh, Taylor, these are the ones, the box of 10 I get for $20. It's a random clearance box, and I get what I get. Okay, so this here, the lighter stuff here, is the ring that you see on your flat top stove where your burner's supposed to be. Thank you. So that lighter white looking ghosty ring is where the burner's supposed to sit. Well, my stove, it's a GE Profile 20-year-old stove, so they don't make any tops. So I basically got what I could find. And it's one of these burners that you can either have a small or a large burner, so it's just out of the edge, but it's just the two of us cooking anyway, so I really don't care. I got my stove back, and this will eventually go downstairs to the stove downstairs and replace it, because it's the one downstairs is like from the 1980s. It's just one of the first flat top stoves that were white and everything, and I don't think they were glass. I think they might have been ceramic. But yeah, so that's what I'm working with in my kitchen when I go to cook. That's my favorite burner. So I might have to use the other two. But the other two, the ones on the other side, fit perfect. Everything else fits perfect except for that one. But the ones on the other side are halogen. So they heat up just about immediately. And since they're centered like they're supposed to be, I got a kind of. Oh, speaking of Dragon Ice, I think I found out on Night Cafe that I can decide how I want the picture to be, so I can make a dragon background for my YouTube background thing above, your profile thing. So I'll be able to do that. But I got a cover, a wooden cover for the top of the stove. I guess that works great for glass tops, gas stoves. And it's in two pieces, so I can cook on one, take one side off, cook on that, and then still keep, if I'm cutting or anything, my food, I can use it as a cutting board. I'm still going to put a cutting board on top of it because I want it to stay nice, but I can come, hey, Sandy, I can still, say cut potatoes while I toss them into the water next to me. So, but yeah, eventually I've been pricing stoves. I think the one I want is $1,100, which isn't bad, because I want my convection back. Because that's one of the reasons I wanted to fix it, because it's got convection bake, convection roast, and then it's got the halogen and everything. So I really don't care about the halogen. But yes, she is very much part of the menagerie, and I think so. That's why I fought to keep this one, so because I really liked it, and I could cook a turkey in 2 hours, 14-pound bird in 2 hours with the convection roast. Found that out on accident. I almost burnt it. because I was like, oh, it's only been in there for 2 hours. It's got a little bit longer. Oh, better check it just in case. And yeah, it was done. I would have had the Christmas vacation turkey where she cut it into it and it went. Psh. That's what I would have had if I waited the 4 hours like I thought I was gonna have to cook it. So, but I'm so excited to have a stove back, so now I have more options of eating. Because I, though I do want, and this is terrible, not like I need any more shit because I'm getting older, is an induction plate. That would be, instead of that hot plate, that would be perfect. Yeah, that's a National Lampoon. That one where she just, it was, and yeah, she stood there and cried. Because if I do use it like for warming liquids for resin, you take it off, it's cold. It's only hot when you've got something on it, which is perfect with a 3-year-old, or as I called her, the 2-year-old today. Abby looked at me. I had to drop off paperwork for my son to get his blood work done like we did yesterday. And I will say helicopter, one advantage to people used to helicopter parenting, which I didn't do with the boys. I raised him like me, free range, fine, be home by dinner. I know where you're at, roughly know where you're at. You're a town of 1,200 people. You can't go far. And, but I called the people, excuse me, rented lips. I called the people at the insurance company and said, I want to get a copy of the blood work voucher for my son for insurance. And I said, because he works with my husband, and I gave him all the information. She's like, sure, I'll just send it right over. She sent it to my email address, and so I could open it with my secure documents account, printed it out, took it over to him. Well, he wasn't there, but his basically, I consider the stepson turns 20 today. His mother turns 36 next month. And I want to strangle this boy. He's a sweetheart. I mean, I love him. He's kind. But he's like, okay, honey, you're going to be 20. Your mom worked her ass off to keep you. They wanted to take him away from her. She did everything she had to do, jumped every hoop she needed to keep him. He don't have a job. He doesn't have a driver's license. And I'm like, oh my God, child. She busted her ass to keep you. Maybe you can bust your ass so you can support yourself. You don't have to move out, but at least support yourself. Yeah, I got him. I brought him a little cupcake I grabbed at Walmart because I had to drop the paperwork off at Steve. And I took a picture of where I put it. And up in their bookcase, oh, they got the neatest bookcase. This makes that thing look like shit because they've got with the sets of books. They got a couple of the same sets, but they got the bindings, the paper. Like when we were younger, it was really cool because like your Bible was gold on the outside. These are printed pictures, so they have them put the other way so you can see the pictures. But I took a picture and I said, I got to get it up here where the 2-year-old can't reach it. My husband's like, 2-year-old? How old is she? I was like, oh shit, she's 3.5. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Give me 2 seconds, guys. It just dawned on me. When she said birthday cake, I got cups of ice cream that I forgot to put in the freezer. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. I got to go do this or I will have a puddle. No, luckily they're in with the other produce I'm going to put away after this. Okay. Okay, I got them in there. I had I got little cups, except they're only birthday cups because I wanted the ones where they had the orange sherbet and vanilla. that we ate as a kid with a little wooden spoon. I thought, well, uh, take some and some dry ice, and because we're gonna go hiking, and when we get back, break out the little cup of ice cream and eat it really fast before it melts. So, but this time, that's awesome. I basically did well. They didn't pay any rent. I told both of them. Said, you don't take out any loans for school unless it is absolutely necessary, and you can live here rent free. Paid for their cell phones, still pay for the youngest cell phones. And they both worked full time through school. And the oldest one took a little bit longer because he hadn't, let's go to college. Let's not know exactly what we're gonna do. And his 2-year degree by the time he's done took 7. But he got it. Yeah, now he works for the county seat Yakima for their IT department. So this kid's skating for the rest of his life. And then the youngest got he got one through J.M. Perry or Perry Tech Institute, whatever they call it now, and got his precision machining degree. So he's got that. But yeah, they all worked full time to get through it, and so yeah, the oldest was really pissed after he paid off, because he only borrowed $10,000 after he paid all that off, and then people are getting forgiveness. Oh, he was pissed. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we did the same thing. We had to pay off the $10,000, and nobody gave us a break. Oh, awesome! Now she's off to Rome. Speaking of Rome, they excommunicated was it Cardinal Vigano? He's the one who keeps basically saying how corrupt the Vatican has gotten. So yeah, they excommunicated him. I've got some of his stuff I've saved, and I would comment, this one needs to stay alive for a while so we can get a little bit more information out of it. So, oh, I don't blame you. I'd be tempted too. Now tomorrow, I was hoping today was a package I could open up from Temu, but it wasn't going to be that exciting. Tomorrow I'll get one, and I'll open it up here and see what it looks like, and if it's worth the $17 I spent for both pieces, because one of them's an article of clothing. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I bought a couple of things from Rose Gal and only kept, I think, really one. I wore one of them once, but it was polyester. I don't like polyester. Maybe it's a 70s thing. I don't know. But there's one out of cotton with stars and stripes and a blue top, and I kept that one. But yeah, we'll see. But today was like, Keith got a self-healing cutting mat and some tongs. I'm gonna take to the cabin, but I'm gonna wait till fall, because if I take them to the cabin, it's not too bad. Now it takes maybe 2 weeks. But once it gets to the States and the UPS priority mail, it's there within a couple of days. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna take a while. I forget how long it took me to get stuff from Russia. I know it was over a month to get my feathers and stuff. And that's when we were on good terms with Russia. So, but yeah, I just keep buying weird piddly shit that's gonna fit. Oh, nuts. Oh, they're coming today. That's right. I can't get them out. That big black one of the crows. or the ravens, two together with the roses. I put it up with one of these sticky hooks, and it was too heavy, so it just dropped down, and it stays right there for now. It's safe. Yeah. But I got I guess screws are better for these walls because they're lath and plaster. But so I got some small screws for picture hooks. So I know. And then I'm waiting for another frame for this one. Yeah. Waiting for a frame for these two. It's taking its sweet time getting here too. So, but by the time it gets here, I'll have the nails. Put it up on the wall. And I looked and someone said, "Well, if you've got the what do they call it, the picture rails?" I'm like, "Yeah, this house ain't that old." Maybe tomorrow. Oh, here, Sandy, I'll show you the whole thing. That's upside down. Yeah. I'll get a picture of this thing I have. Anybody's familiar with old houses? This was built in 36. And I keep watching these things on old things in houses that we don't use anymore. Oh, my dining room has a closet that starts about 2 feet up off the floor, goes to the ceiling, and the little tiny door, it's about this wide. It's enough for, well, when I was younger, I could squeeze into it. Now I just shove the daycare kids in the hair. Can you get this off of this shelf? And I don't know what it's for. Yeah, I love stuff like that. Yeah. You'll like this shirt tomorrow. That's coming. Hopefully I can at least wear it once. But I'll get a picture tomorrow because I'm on Ethernet. I can't. Of what the hell it is for, I don't know. I'll get the dimensions too so we can figure it out. As at first I thought, oh, maybe it's an ironing board. No, I don't think so, because the ironing board closets were like what, this deep? That's all they were. If it was for, did people keep their nice china? Well, no, because I have the built-in glass corner thing that said I've got a whole bunch of weird odds and ends in there and glass stuff that I need to go through and I don't use anymore, or I really don't care about anymore, that I need to just finally let go of. No, we don't. I wish we did. Closest thing that would look like that is magpies. On the coast here in Washington, they have some white ravens, but we don't. Oh, those would be pretty. I just got the two that sit out in the building next door. I gotta work on friending them. I had two that when mother was in an assisted living, I would throw them out my extra French fries or whatever. So they got to the point that if I came in and they saw my red car, they were immediately right there squawking like, "Where's your food? Where's your food?" So, oh yes, please do. I would love to see them. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Magpies? Oh, they're pretty. They're very, very loud. They'll eat eggs right out of the nest. And I'm pretty sure my 18-pound tortie got pissed them off one day, and they attacked her because she doesn't like going outside anymore. And they would sit up in the tree and just squawk and yell, and you can hear them indoors. So, yeah. Oh, cool. See, that I could understand. I still can't figure out this closet. Right now, it's all my extra storage shit for, I think I've got like a year's worth of body wash in there, shampoo. Thank you, COVID. And yeah, That's really messed my brain up. I have to have at least a year's worth of toilet paper, paper towel, and toiletries. So, which is kind of handy. You never run out. Oh, God, I remember those too. Oh, geez. I can just see them in my head. See if I can find them, see if I can find them for you guys. Heckle and Jekyll, cartoon characters. There we go. Ha! I found them. Let's see. No, come on. Where'd they go? No, Chrome tab. There we go. For people who aren't familiar with it, it is these guys. I can't really play it, but you guys can see them move a little. The old classic cartoons. But that's just like a preview of they'll give you. But oh God, yeah. That was fun to watch. Hey Misha, how are you doing? Yeah, that was a fun cartoon to watch. I always I always explained to the kids that Tom and Jerry didn't have music, didn't have words, most of them, especially the old ones. You had to rely on the music to tell you what the emotional feeling should be for the characters that are playing. So then a lot of people don't think about it. Kids especially don't think about that, you know. Let me turn this Wi-Fi off where it pitches a fit at me. But so now I'm thinking about cartoons like the Banana Splits, and we had some weird cartoons. If you think about it, you had the Banana Splits, which is a bunch of I don't know what dressed up in, were they gorillas? I think maybe one was a dog. I'm doing okay. I have my stovetop back. It's not perfect, but I don't give a shit. You can't even tell it's off center if the burner's not on. And then we had, of course, what looked like someone had been on LSD when they made it was HR Puffin stuff. You look back at it and you're like, going, wow. And then that thing, was he a public service announcement? He told you, if asked if you were hankering, or he was hankering for a hunk of cheese, because your get up and go is got up and went. Yeah, you know, Misha, my butcher used to say, I'm not perfect, but I'm a perfect example of that. It was that little guy who, I think, taught you to put your orange juice in the ice cube trays and put your toothpicks in and freeze them. But he neglected to tell you, put some saran wrap over the top, or your toothpicks are going to go, eh. Yeah. Oh, sure. I'm going to have to do it off of here, though. Oh, wow. Here, hold on. I guess it's supposed to adjust it. All right, come on. There we go. That is cool. Oh, we don't have anything like that I've seen. That is cool. Hey, I wonder if we get those as a pet. If they're not from here, I could have them as a pet. I would also be immediately disowned. Why, because I want a raven. That's a silver-backed crow. I want a raven, and for $2,000, I can get one out of a small one out of. Well, the guy raises them here in America, but they're African ravens, so they're still ravens, sharp beak and everything. But Keith's just like, they'll go after the cats. I'm like, yeah, they probably would at first. So then he goes, I really don't want to listen to clicking all night long. And someone on Craigslist had a crow. It was caged. I felt bad for $100, and I'm like, you're not supposed to have those. But I could have one of those because they're not native to here, I don't think. But yep. Oh, I love that song. God, I started following the Black Crowes back in '80s when they were okay, Paola, when they were still in just mostly doing their stuff around Atlanta. There was an old show called Radio 1999 with Lisa something, and they talked a lot about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I know one of the reasons they don't want people having like our ravens as pets, because they'll start just taking them. You got idiots that'll just take them right out of the woods. I mean, if I could find them, yeah, I got to cut this all up. If I could find a place that needed somebody to have a rescue, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, I found a tree with raven eggs in it years back, but it was really cool. It's like in the big, huge hollow spot in a tree, and I just stuck my camera in and took a picture. And the blue spotted eggs and stuff, they were really cool. But I never went back to see what happened with them. But they weren't that far off the ground, so hopefully they survived. Oh, I know. I would want to take everything home though. I'm one of those people that it's just like, oh, I'll take it home. I'd be sick. Daughter's got a friend who her mom was like a vet tech, so she worked at the veterinarian when she was in high school, and that girl for a while. It's getting better now. Had a small zoo, goats, horses. I think she had a ferret. I know she had a couple of lizards, fish, dogs, cats. One of her little dogs had she has the farm fencing squares, the sturdier farm fence. Okay. She put a spatula in his collar so he couldn't fit out the little squares. It would just stop him from going out to the fence, or he'd get out to the fence and disappear for a couple of days. You'd see on Facebook somebody found this little dog walking around. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious. But that was a few years back, and it got old. So she did the last good thing a human can do for their pets. But of course, she also replaced it almost immediately. But as she gets older and her son gets older, he doesn't need to be around that many. But at least her house smelled good. You'd never knew she had that many animals. Her yard looked good. You'd never knew she took great care of them. We lived next to a house at our old place, and they had they had a cat, a dog, a snake, a rabbit, and I don't know what else. That place smelled like a bad pet store. It's like, oh, yeah, no, we had to. They went on vacation one time, and the boys fed the animals for them, and my nose couldn't handle it in there. Today my upper body is just like, oh, you did scrubbing yesterday. Because, of course, if you pull out the stove, and I haven't pulled it out in about 5 or 6 years, you got to wash the walls on each side because, there's a small gap, and that was disgusting. I knew where all my coffee grounds went to. One side was a lot of coffee grounds down at the bottom, and then water hits it and it just turns to solid. Yeah, that was fun. So I promptly ordered 2 strips to fill the gap. So I won't have like toast crumbs and coffee granules down there that I dropped. I don't know. From what I've seen, some of these shows, I don't even know if there is a limit on how many you can have. Oh, wow. I don't think there's a limit of 2 because I know I got a friend who's got like 3, and I don't, and a couple of cats who's going to have kittens. And my first question was, is it a black cat? And Keith's like, no, we don't need any more. We don't need any more. So I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be something now because you got these people who got cat ladies who, feed all the cats. What is it that there was a show on Discovery? I think when they go on the pet rescue, these people who had several, and of course, had them for either puppy mill or fighting or whatever. So I'm sure there's got to be some kind of law, but I don't think it's 2. Because we had, for a while, we had 3. Just for a short while, we had 3 at a time. A lab brought, a golden retriever, and a Springer Spaniel, but Moose was on his way out. So, but I know in Tacoma, I learned in Tacoma you can have 6 chickens max, and I'm like, you can have chickens in Tacoma, but and I mean we can have chickens here in the city. The city doesn't really like it, but we're allowed to have chickens because dogs get them, cats get them, whatever. People complain, well, such and such ate my chicken. Well, you're in a neighborhood with dogs, they're gonna eat your chicken. But that's wild. I never thought about being, for abuse situations I can understand, but there's even people who have 1 or 2 dogs and they just neglect them. So yeah, I'm not big on having a dog on a chain out in the yard, never played with, just kind of even if it's a guard dog, don't give a shit. Yeah, I just don't like it. My dogs were always slept inside, had they either were in a kennel. They were never crate trained. Not mine were too stupid. Or our fenced in yard to play in. So, ooh, yeah, all of them. That's gonna be one fat fox. The friend of ours where we share chickens. And fox isn't the problem. The hawks are. There's a red-tailed hawk that will perch up in the tree, big old poplar tree, and it'll perch up there. Chickens are starting to figure out, what to listen for and look for, and so, yeah. I've only seen a fox twice in my life, other than outside of a zoo. Just both up Mount Rainier. It was so cool because the first one we saw, I mean, you would have thought Keith saw the best thing in the world. He was so excited because, like I said, we never saw one. We saw coyotes. We grew up with coyotes everywhere. But it was silver. I thought it was someone's like husky or Malamute. And then we saw it again, and I have a blurry picture somewhere. But it was like, holy cow, that is a fox. And of course, my children, I texted my youngest and said, I was all excited. We saw a fox. We saw a fox. His response was, There were four. Oh boy, yeah, man. Did he dig under to get him? But the response I got back from the text was, "What did it say?" And it took me about 5 minutes to put that back together. What do you mean? What did the? Oh, jeez. And that was when that song was out. It's like, oh God, I can't believe it. But we don't have any foxes in this area. We got coyotes and neighbors' dogs. Uh, cougars. Once in a while, we'll have some old ladies come through. No, um, we'll just have they come wandering off the hillside. Yeah. Um, yeah, I couldn't believe it took me 5 minutes for my brain to process it because I had heard it several times and I was like, oh my God. But coyotes are usually if your cat's missing for a long term, it's usually the coyotes who got it. But no, we have skunks too, raccoons. No, a bobcat. That made me think. Going over outside of Ellensburg, going over Snoqualmie Pass. I have never seen a dead bobcat at the side of the road. It was hit, and I'm like, I about 75 miles an hour. I just about drove off the road, too busy looking at this thing, going, "Oh my God, that's a bobcat." Yeah, and then my next thought was, "Oh my God, it's still there. No one took it for its pelt." But I then a week later it was gone. But yeah, I was like, "Holy cow! What? How? Why?" I don't know. Yeah, I've always wanted one of those half domestic, half bobcat kittens. They're just cats in general. I like big animals, like big cats, obviously I like big cats, all 18 pounds. So, um, big dog, big dogs and whatnot. So yeah, it'd be a decent sized cat. No dog would want to mess with it. But I was just amazed. Um, we've I've never seen a bobcat in the wild, but I've seen its prints in the snow. Pretty sure it hissed at Keith when we were taking the boys and they were younger geocaching because he thought it was a snowball that went by, the swish of a snowball. And then, we didn't think anything of it. We're hiking to a geocache in the snow and no big deal. And we get back, heading back towards the Jeep, and we see those prints and go, oh, yeah, pretty sure that wasn't the snowball. So, yeah, just never got to see it. I'd be the idiot out there trying to get closer and closer with my camera to get a better picture. So, yeah. God, that reminds me, I still haven't made that doctor's appointment. Too much to do, not enough time. We're sitting there scrubbing the back of the stove and everything. We had to took the glass off. Burners are attached, so I had to figure out how to do that. Take out another clip. He took off the back metal piece, took it out, washed it, made it nice and shiny. You'll never see it again until you pull the stove out, but it looks pretty. And we're scrubbing on it, and he said some coworker said that's all they does is deep clean. I'm like, that's nice. You got a clean house, but when you're 80 years old, what are you gonna look back on? I washed the dishes. I steam cleaned the carpet. Instead of I went to Mount Rainier, or I went hiking, I went to a river, I went fishing, because I can't. That would suck. The poor kids would be going, yeah, Dad, don't you remember that grand old day we had of cleaning the back of the refrigerator? No kid's gonna have that. But Yeah. I will leave my dishes in the sink so I take the kids or even the daycare kids to the mountains just to get them out and do something besides sit there on the boob tube and watch TV. But I told Keith when we first got married, I am not the best housekeeper. No. And I think that's because I was forced to do it as a kid. I got to have time to work on this room, but I got other stuff I got to do out here. It's like when I'm done with here, I got to put all the bubble wrap into a bag because I still got to wrap up stuff I got to put on eBay. So I had a buttload of free bubble wrap that came with this stove glass top. So I put it in a bag and put it in the garage and save it. And then take the glass top and I'm going to play with this. I had a two set flashlight, seatbelt cutter, window breaker tool. And so we're going to keep the box it came in, break the glass, shatter the glass, scrape it all out of the edge, throw the glass away, recycle the box, and then take because it's metal, the glass top is metal, the frame and whatnot, and take it to be recycled. But I want to play with that tool and see if it really will break glass like it says it's supposed to. And we have to, around here, the basement has fluorescent tubing still. And when you change them out, we were kind of keeping them because if we go to the dump, they'll take them for free. Well, I couldn't see us going to the dump anytime soon when I had some. So I'm like, take the cat food bag, start tapping at the bottom of the bag, break them all up and seal it tight and throw them away. And it's not really supposed to happen, but I put them in my garbage and they took them. Because I guess there's mercury in them. But that amount of mercury I would have been exposed to is way less than the shit I played with as a kid. You'd find the old mercury thermometers. I still got one somewhere. They were broken, they were cracked. I immediately would just save up all the mercury out of all the thermometers and play with it. And it was really cool and really fun. And evidently really toxic. So, yeah, somewhere I still have the hard plastic thermometer protector case they came in. The thermometer's gone, but there's mercury at the bottom of it. So it cracks me up because they're like, "Oh, mercury's bad. Mercury's bad." And the boys had the Skechers that first came out that would light up. The heels would light up when they run. I'm like, great, I can find them in the yard in the dark. And my husband and my father-in-law were trying to figure out what set it off, and I'm like, it's a mercury switch. It's simple. And they're like, no, they wouldn't put that in kids' shoes. About a month later, we're sitting down at the farm around the table reading the newspaper, and there's a recall on those shoes. I'm like, told you. I've dealt with mercury switches and clients. I know the feeling and how it works. Besides just your light bulb switch. So I miss those light switches. They were so smooth. You don't have this click. Or this, it's kind of stiff when you don't have that. They're just nice and smooth. But and I guess, I don't know for sure, that mercury comes out of the ground red. My birth father mined it in Winnemucca, Nevada. He's an old Wallace, Idaho, grew up Wallace, Idaho, back to Wallace, Idaho, but he was in Nevada for a while, mining in Winnemucca. So, not much to talk. I think they do anything exciting. I haven't, housework to me, except the stove was the most exciting thing I got. Or to my broom show up here pretty soon. That's going to be fun to see how they packed it. They probably just wrapped a UPS tag on it, and it'll just be a broom arriving at my door. I got a new broom for the house and a corn broom, or that's what I call them. Yeah, they do. They do. Not just the shoes, but those balls the kids can play with that do that. You shake them. The daycare mom, when the oldest was younger, had one in the back of the car. Didn't think anything of it. It's rolling around, and the cop stopped her and said, "You can't have those while you're driving. Go off while you're driving because of the fact that people think it's a cop car behind them." She's like, "Oh, okay, all right." Yeah, that's when red, white, and blue. If you got a cop car behind you, no longer stand for freedom. But yeah, but I got a straw broom for the cabin because 24 years and let's see, 5, no, 9, 05, 15, almost 20 years, 19 years going to the cabin. Was never a broom. And this last time there was no broom. So I bought a corn broom, and it's being delivered today. So it will sweep out the back area because people are pigs. Oh my God. This place doesn't have a room service or a room cleaning that comes in after you because it's the Forest Service. They don't know, and it's out in the woods. So you leave it nice and clean when you leave. Well, no broom. I don't know how long I've been without a broom. The back pieces of wood in the back porch area was terrible. The house was just. I used one of those weird old duster things that are about this long. Just weird. I don't know what kind of material it is. It's not a feather duster, and that's what I would sweep the floors with because I couldn't stand not having clean floors. So that's what I wanted to do today. I got so many things I want to get done while I don't have the kids. I got to take I got those really thick, cushy kitchen mats, by your sink and your stove and whatnot. I got to take them out since it's really hot outside. Take the scrub brush. I found a scrubber with a long handle, but I also learned there's some that are powered it wouldn't be powered by my shoulder. I want to scrub it, use the hose, clean them all off, lay them all out in the grass, and they'll pretty much dry immediately. So they'll be cleaned for the next year. So I get all stuff like coffee. It's mostly coffee at the one by the stove. But I want to get those clean so they're nice and clean for winter so we can put mud and snow and everything else on it. And I'm just going to have to slowly start buying new ones. I mean, they're in great shape. They're not that lovely little felty stuff that it used to be. But start replacing them, I guess. Jesus, they're expensive though, because I have I have 4 of them in my kitchen. So, yeah. And it makes me feel a little bit taller. When you're 5 feet tall, you actually get to be 5'5". And if you have sandals on, you're 5'6". So, you understand? You get the feeling of what it's like to be a little bit tall. But, yeah. God, I've been pulled over in close to 15 years. My dumbass was doing 35 and a 25. And I didn't have my license. I didn't have my insurance card with me. But I've only been in one wreck. It's not on my record, though. It's on my insurance record, but not my driving record. Stater found out about the wreck, pulled up, saw my dad, said, "She okay?" "Yeah." "All right, bye." Left. Dad worked for the sheriff's department because the guy was off for a drug bust. So he's like, "She all right?" "Yeah." "Okay." Gone. So I never got in trouble for it. But Tomorrow I should be able to show you my Temu package and see what it looks like. It's like this morning it was jump up. That's okay, hon. That's okay. Today was get up, go to Wally World, get some stuff, drop the paperwork off, drop off the cupcake, go to Fred Meyer's. I will not buy any fruits and vegetables from Walmart. Get a salad that was. I'm still hungry because I threw most of it away. I didn't check the dates, so it was probably its pull date was probably today because the cucumber was just about transparent, and then all the lettuce it touched, it made the lettuce rust, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just eat the carrots, the tomato, shrimp, and the imitation crab and call that lunch. I'm still hungry. But I need to put that my folks' cake topper on there. I gotta bundle it all up. Because they're both dead anyway, so they ain't gonna care where it goes. My brother ain't gonna give a shit. And someone else can just paint over the words Walt and Eva and put their own names on it. So then hopefully I don't end up with a bunch of shit from dads. My stepmom's daughter was asking dad at one point in time. The last time I saw him, like a week and a half before, he went, well, if I'd want any of this stuff, and my dad's like, she doesn't have any room for it. I'm like, thank you. I got mother shit. But yeah, I got that. I got a couple other things I just gotta get rid of. I have this weird blue egg. It's like a, what do you call it? Hobnobbed or whatever. It's got all the little raised bumps. It looks like a dog toy, except it's blue and it's glass and it's cut up at the top. It's egg shaped, except it's zigzagged at the top. I have no clue what the hell that's for, except for maybe flowers. But yeah, I gotta get pictures of all that and post them someplace just to somebody want them. I got some Indiana glass. There you go, hobnail, not hobnob. That's probably not appropriate. There you go. That's the proper name. Got some Indiana glass that's blue, and I'm not into blue frosted glass, so. Oh, hey, pup. Well, good. I'm here for a little bit longer. So, join the menagerie of, me trying to keep a straight line of thought when you're ADHD and you don't take any medication. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've got that piece. I know, I think I took it to the Mission thrift store. That's on the west end of town, so it's a little bit higher end thrift store. This weird thing that I could never ship. It was too breakable. It's hand blown glass. It was growing up. My mother had cattails in it, but yeah, I've got frosted blue that looked like a weird goblet about this deep. Indiana glass on a pedestal. I need to get rid of that, and then I've got like a fruit jar thing that's about that wide. That's got a lid and again in the Indiana frosted blue. And then my ass went out because I like red glass. Was at a thrift store dropping off some of mother's clothes. Found one in clear with a red, exact same one like I have like my blue one, with the red trim, and I bought it and brought it home. So, yeah. I've got to go through that stuff, and I'll probably send you pictures, some of that stuff, the weird stuff I've got to go through, and those dishes. Anchor, not Anchor. They're out of France. And I need to get rid of those on eBay. They're pretty. Not my thing. Not to mention, I don't need a cream and sugar thing because, I'm not that old. Well, I'm getting there, but not that old yet. And I got all that shit. I need to get rid of shit, not add more shit. So, I think so. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. How'd you spell that? ARO. No, I don't think see if I spell it. Oh, it's they got little flowers on them. I don't think I spelled them the way you did. I don't know if I can. That's easy to find without my glasses. ARCORO. That's what. Okay. There. Dinnerware. It's supposed to be no, they're not. They have I got some of the bowls, clear bowls. But like I say, for flowers, still not coming up. Okay. Because she got them. They're like. All right, I just saw one that had a pattern. Okay, they're similar. Where am I at? Where's Crow? They're similar. Okay, hold on. Present. Yeah. They're similar to this, except they're like pink and blue flowers. I wonder if I can highlight. No, it won't let me highlight it. Maybe they got one on eBay that I can look at. Something similar. But they're like that. And ARCOC. Flate. Oh, good Lord, I can't spell. PLATE. See what eBay's got. No. I know they're on here, but they're similar to that one, and I can't find them on eBay. I've found them before, but they're similar. They're similar to this one. Yeah, that's what I did. I think the first time when I found them on eBay, but they were supposed to be non-breakable. She got them at the fair. First thing my brother did was go, they're non-breakable. Kind of did the Lucille Ball routine and went wacko right on the edge of the counter. Well, folks' house was a little bit newer than this one. Has the metal trim on the edge of the counter, and it just shattered. Oh my God, she was pissed. But yeah, Awaken's got her little Facebook place that she sells things. And but I got big bowls, little bowls, serving bowls. Like I said, cream and sugar bowls, the 10-something inch plates, the next one plates, and the next one down at compote bowls. And yeah, I've broken Corel. And just like anything else, they get over time, they hot, cold, they get brittle. So we broke God, this is about 30 years ago now. The Corel, Keith's sitting on his lap with a piece of pizza and a fork, going to cut it. So he's, cutting, wiggling, the way we grew up cutting with a fork. You just wiggle it till it breaks off. And had to hit just the right frequency. It shattered. Yeah, I know. I didn't. Yeah. When he went through his surgery, I didn't hardly do anything. I understand not quite as much as you're going through, but I get a rough idea. But it shattered into shards. And I'm like, don't move. Don't move. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, just don't move. And he's starting to get irritated because I wouldn't tell him what. And I finally, when I got it out of the way, I said, you had a large shard, pointy shard, right up under your cojones. I said, you would have moved forward, you would have punctured him. He's like, oh, yeah. So that was our first experience breaking one of those. So at the right frequency, it will break. And then camping a few years back, Bradley tripped with an older Corel plate, and I could tell by the sound it made how it cracked. And I was over there with a flashlight because his drunk dumbass would have slit something open. So, yeah, but I've got to get 2 seconds of time to get. That's why I've got like these boxes back here, so I can just repack them. I got glasses, and I think I'm just going to donate in a box over here that nobody had any interest in. They were pop sugar glasses, like on the rocks glasses. Well, I don't drink hard alcohol, so for me that would just be a small water glass or something I'd use to brush my teeth with. But it has like New York and Sydney and stuff like that, and I think that's gonna go. Man, was trying to sell and nobody really wanted it. Was the original goo thing for your tire with an air compressor. For a 2011 SSRS Camaro. And I'm just going to put it back in the trunk of my car. So if I need an air compressor, I got one in my car. So, and I think the dishes and that will do better. Yeah. 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 Exactly. I will have a good reason, a very valid reason. Yeah, but those that one I can just donate and use the UPS box, the USPS box I've got it in, and just reuse it. And then the compressor just goes back into my car. So I don't think the goo's expired. I don't know if it works, but the compressor will. But I just got to schedule that and all the other shit I got to get done. It's like last night, Keith was like, what are you doing? I said, well, I mopped the kitchen floor. And I said, well, and I can't just mop just the kitchen floor. I said, I got to go down and I got to mop the utility room. I got to mop the 4 doors. I got to mop the thing that's 2 steps down to get you to the utility room or 4 doors. I said, that's got to be clean too. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, well, I got the Pine Sol and everything all in the sink. Might as well just finish it. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Now I'm going to go try to finished putting away the produce that I had. That luckily was keeping the ice cream cold. And now I want ice cream. Because we talked about ice cream yesterday. That's got into Fred Meyer's, and I'm like, I want ice cream. But I want them in a cup so I can take them with us. He's like going, good luck with keeping that cold. I said, well, yeah, we'll drink it. It's sugar. All right, guys, I love you all, and I will be back tomorrow. Might even Friday, depending on how things are going. Hopefully I can get some stuff done because I don't have any kids. I'm trying to get so much, I want to get part of the carpet shampoo today. I got to get finish putting away groceries put away, and then try to figure out what dinner is. Now that I have the stove, I can use again. So yeah, I love being ADHD. Yeah, you're welcome, hon. All right, guys, if Pale is still here, I know she wasn't feeling good. Here, let's give her some ones. Make sure I'm in the right spot for Full of Hope. She wasn't feeling good. I hit enter. Good, I did. Okay. So, in case she's still here, all my love, Miss Dragon. Yeah. Let's see if I can find where this button is. I can't use a mouse because I got both of my ports filled up. So, let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, outro. Okay. I don't need 2 intros.
Thank you for being part of
Me?
Thank you for being part of Miss Dragon's menagerie. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All my love, Miss Dragon.